Welcome to Illinois, home of some of the most corrupt politicians in the United States. And unfortunately, for the small town of Dolton, Illinois, they would elect one of the most corrupt, Tiffany Henyard.
I know y'all know this by now, so just sing along with me, okay? Let's do it.
When I say CEO, I am. I'm the one that runs the town.
Got up out of my bed, I looked around, this is what I said. Thank you, Lord.
Make it on record that she's a liar, too. Put that on record, too, that she's a liar.
Moving on, go ahead.
I could have been there, sleeping in my grave, but you told death.
Let me start by saying, Tiffany, you need an epiphany.
Another blessing.
Anytime somebody speaks that fast, watch your wallet. And that's what's going on here now.
Another blessing. Ooh-wee. Another blessing. I got my lecture.
All of y'all need to step down and quit. Keith is a criminal. Stacy is a criminal. You a criminal. You going to jail.
I got my lungs, y'all, and I can breathe.
Ran on my ticket, y'all ran on my vision. My vision is to fix our community.
The vision wasn't to rob the city. The vision wasn't for the FBI. The vision wasn't for you to steal all the money. So don't start talking about the vision.
You know that is defamation of character.
Dolton lies south of Chicago. With a population of 21,000, the median income of its residents is just $24,000 a year. 20% of the population lives below the poverty line. Henyard was first elected into office as a trustee in 2013. As trustee, she helped the mayor establish policies and laws for the village, as well as manage the bills along with 5 other elected trustees. But even before the controversial mayor took office, she made headlines, like when she failed to maintain the Section 8 housing she rented out.
These are some pictures of what she says is rain dripping from her daughter's bedroom window. She says mold also grew on her daughter's shoes and is all over the side of the house, which is owned by Dolton trustee.
My first name is Tiffany.
Tiffany Henyard.
Frustrating, irritating. I just don't feel that I should be living like this.
Though Henyard had promised to rectify the issue, 3 months later, the house was deemed uninhabitable, and her tenants were left homeless. In addition to the crumbling homes, Henyard also owned a failed burger joint, Good Burger, which served the students of South Suburban College. But 2 years in, the college terminated her lease, citing unsanitary conditions, failure to pay rent and commissions to the college, as well as writing bad checks. The company failed to register with the state of Illinois and was involuntarily dissolved. But despite these red flags, Henyard was still well-liked by a majority of the citizens. And after 8 years as trustee, she launched her mayoral campaign in 2020. Immediately, her campaign methods would come under scrutiny as she used questionable tactics to gain votes, including giving away gas to Dolton residents.
It is campaign season in South Suburban Dolton, and one mayoral candidate kicked it off by giving away gas for free. Here's CBS 2 political investigator Dana Kozloff with why that gift could come back to haunt her.
That gas giveaway took place right here at the Food for Less in Dolton. It was billed as a mayoral campaign kickoff for Dolton trustee Tiffany Henyard. You needed a Dolton ID to get gas. But some campaign legal experts we spoke with say if the giveaway didn't cross the legal line, it definitely stood right on top of it.
And whenever you tell me you need something, I show up and I do it by giving gas.
Henyard was energetic, charismatic, and promised the citizens houses for $1.
Every time we go somewhere, you could be in the street. What's up with them dollar houses? What's up with them fat? It's like you done promised everybody their mama and their grandmama a house, and we ain't even got that many houses.
So it's not that surprising when she won. On May 8th, 2021, Henyard was officially sworn in as not only the youngest, but also the village's first female mayor, having won nearly 82% of the votes. Henyard would hold her first board meeting days after her inauguration, where her questionable spending would come under scrutiny within literal minutes of the meeting.
Moving on to number 3, discussion and action regarding payment of inauguration invoices. I'm looking for a motion to approve the inauguration invoices.
What services did they provide?
They're all on the invoice.
I didn't get it.
Did you not get the complete package from the clerk?
Some of the items she sent were blank.
No, it's
well, let me pull it up.
It's attached.
Clerk Key, can you read to her the items from the invoice for Affordable Party Planner?
Sure, and they should be attached. This was for the backdrop, banners, flowers, poster, cards, mask, hand sanitizer, t-shirt, food, DJ, staff, and other miscellaneous items like invitations, flyers, congratulation cards, invitation posters, trackable banners, and the setup and breakdown of the decor.
Are there any other questions?
Mayor, if I could be recognized?
Sure. Go ahead, Trustee.
Just kind of just a brief discussion that I think the mayor and myself had about this is making sure that we, from a budget standpoint, just making sure that items over 5,000 are presented to the board in advance. I think because of some of the speed of some of it, this came out faster, but I think we wanted to make sure that we maintain what our practices are around good budgeting.
Mm-hmm.
The next meeting would continue with the same line of questioning. The trustees grilled Henyard on her $14,000 inauguration party, when past mayors had only spent around $1,000.
Only thing I asked on the warrant list, if they can actually break these things down. Now for the Mario's Backyard Eats, what she said, these are inauguration items, those two, in the A. King cleaning facility. Is the village responsible for payment? We got a left.
Okay, so we are responsible for paying for anything at inauguration. The reason being is it was an actual legal board meeting. So anything that we acquire as an expense, we can pay for it. It's legal. I can also have the attorney chime in if you like to give the legal explanation of why the village is at risk of paying for inauguration. Attorney?
Okay, was it not a board vote or no? It didn't need to be approved or no?
No, but I'm gonna let her speak to you. So
okay.
Go ahead, Attorney Rice.
So we reviewed the local ordinances and rules, and there is a special event fund that already accommodates these types of events. And because it was a public meeting and it was catered to the public, I believe one of the invoices was actually the food invoice for the food vendor. This was no different than any other special event that was approved by the village. It was a public board meeting, and that's why it was appropriate. And there's a prior appropriation for these expenses in your budget for the special events. And you had public attendees, and you basically fed the public, and it was conducted in the proper manner. So that's why it would be okay for you to approve the expenditures related to that meeting.
Okay, is there no certain amount, or it's just
within the budget? Just there was no amount for, as far as the total amount for the inauguration. It would just come out of the special committee fund, and you spend down until you exhaust the budgeted amount.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
And then she said one other thing. She stated that it was approved, but who was it approved by if it came out the budget?
No, I don't believe the attorney said that it was approved by any.
That's why I was trying to get.
Okay,
going in and out, so I wanted to get clarity.
Okay,
she said it didn't need to be approved. It didn't need to be approved because it was coming out the special event fund, so it didn't need approval, board approval.
But I thought over a certain amount it needs board approval.
You have a question? Okay, go ahead, Trustee Steve.
Question. So this is, from my understanding, anything above $5,000 has to come before the board. But when special events, you're saying that we can spend that money before it's actually approved if it's over $5,000? Is that what the attorney's saying?
She's on.
I'm asking, Attorney Welsh, is that what you're saying? That we can spend this money over $5,000 that needs board approval, but we can spend that before we actually approve?
Well, that's what I was saying. If it does it require prior approval under your local ordinance for special events?
Just months into her term as mayor, a clear split appeared with 5 trustees against Henyard's lavish spending and 1 trustee on her side. The trustees' oversight did nothing to slow Henyard, though, as she would go on to propose a massive spending budget, which a majority of the board would vote against.
I'm okay with whatever you guys decide to do, believe it or not. And I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to make sure the residents are okay. So I just thought that you guys said that $85,000 of a $24 million budget is being conservative. That just is not how we the other. It's like, it's $85,000 you took out of the budget for small items compared to things that's really needed to fix what we all ran on. So I'm just gonna move forward. Anybody else want to make a statement before?
The divide between Henyard and the board continued to deepen as trustees accused her of directing town employees to not respond to them. They also felt the village lawyers were taking sides with Henyard and not giving them accurate guidance.
So now here we are. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'd rather call the roll. If you're gonna vote for it,
You cannot call the roll because I was in the middle of a conversation.
Hold on.
I mean, that's rude. I'm asking
point of order. Point of order, trustee.
You don't have no order. That's rude.
Point of order. Yeah, you out of order. Point of order. Stop
back
always
to the
barking.
original conversation, Mayor.
Trustee.
Because I was
talking right. Did I know how to pull up? Let me let you finish.
Right.
Go ahead.
That was the issue. I asked, I be recognized. Of course, you cut me off and didn't let me finish. You made your statement that I voted. Then you started talking about I was playing games. That's the reason where we at right now. For one, we shouldn't have had consent to vote like how the attorneys are saying. It shouldn't be going over email. I have questions. Questions are never answered. I've sent several emails. You done told your staff and everybody else don't answer our emails. We don't have an attorney that we can trust and get valid questions answered. So when I sent the email, I sent it to everybody so they can see, and I knew this would come about. That's why I was shaking my head. I don't care one way or another. The issue is that we cannot trust you because of the fact that when we have questions to ask, you talking about everybody ask questions and saying, when did you answer any questions that I sent an email? When have they been answered? They have not been answered. You haven't picked up the phone to call, and no, I'm not calling you like you're not calling me, however it was. But at the end of the day, we still have to do what's in the best interest of the village. The emails was not answered. The questions was not answered, Mayor. And you can go and say, you made it when you said, y'all can do what y'all want to do anyway, saying that they already in the building. So if it passed or didn't pass, it wouldn't even matter. The issue is you got to respect people. You are inconsiderate, you're rude. And if we had an attorney that actually would respond to us, we wouldn't be where we are right now.
Okay, thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Okay, so now I can go back and forth with this trustee. I could check her. I could tell all the flaws. I could do all of that. But y'all gonna get a different Mayor Tiffany Henyard today. So
the Board of Trustees called for a special meeting to appoint themselves their own lawyer. But when they arrived to Town Hall, they found their posted meeting notice removed and the doors locked. This didn't stop them from holding a meeting outside, though.
There may be some contesting of the way that the meeting was called or handled. So we want to make sure that we know this meeting was called by request of 5 trustees. So I made the request on Tuesday afternoon between 12 and 1 p.m. And it was also approved by the 4 other trustees just for confirmation. Meeting notice, which is no longer on the door, has been posted between about 5:50. It was videotaped and a photo was taken as well, and it was posted by trustees Belcher and trustee Norwood. So just for confirmation, am I stating this accurately?
Yes, trustee Belcher and I. Yes, both of us posted the meeting agenda.
Okay, just having that, so we want to make sure we have that on the record. We have one item for discussion. And that item being the discussion and possible action of approval of ordinance number 21-009, the hiring of legislative counsel. I would ask that I get a motion to approve.
This would be one of many meetings Henyard would refer to as a secret squirrel meeting. They also took questions from citizens who raised concerns over Henyard's 24/7 police protection.
Who's gonna pay for, I believe it was 3 or 4 weeks of the barricade on the mayor's block? Who's responsible for that? The residents have to pay for that, or who's gonna pay for it?
At this moment, there's been no mention to the board in terms of the plan for the security detail and how it's going. There's only one of two things that would have occurred. One would be
the trustees continued to go back and forth with Henyard, who they accused of withholding bills for their review. They would refuse to pay the bills, which infuriated Henyard.
Now, I did not receive the warrant list until Friday, and I requested this information shortly thereafter. I did not receive the invoices until 5 o'clock, which is an hour and a half before this meeting. Therefore, I did not have the opportunity to review this information. So if had this information been provided earlier, it could have been approved during this meeting. Well, I would have suggested approving it. The board members have their own minds on that one. But my ask would be that we get the invoices and the information a little bit more timely so that way we can move forward with the information in hand.
Okay.
Question I have, or the concern I have, is that these questions were asked earlier and the department heads were instructed not to give us this information. So we could have had, we could have paid a lot of this stuff, but we're just getting the invoices at 5 o'clock. So the goal is to get this stuff beforehand.
Okay, so that's an untrue statement. And if they tell you to see me about something or whatever, you guys can call my phone and get it resolved just like I can. So when we get here, it can't be one-sided that, okay, Mayor, you didn't call or I didn't call. So that's where I'm at with that. But we could play this game because I don't understand why y'all not paying the attorney, but you guys want your attorney, but don't want to pay the village attorney. But it's okay.
They wouldn't answer. And then when I called Chris, our finance guy earlier, I said, hey, I just have some questions regarding some of these items because I'd like to know what they are before making my vote tonight. And he stated that he couldn't give me the information, that I had to speak with you, Mayor. So I was wondering if you could answer my question. That's all. It wasn't. So my question was this. You stated that I should call your phone. Are you saying that I shouldn't be able to get the proper information from the appropriate department heads? I shouldn't be able to get the information from them? Why is it that I have to call your phone? You can get this. If everyone is informed to not provide us with the information that we are requesting to make informed decisions as board members on the board, why is it that they're afraid to answer our questions? I'm asking you.
They're not afraid to answer any questions.
Okay. I just had a meeting, and on that warrant list, there were so many things that could have been questioned, but it's all about trying to compromise. You even had us put on there some locks that you done locked us out the doggone building for, that we paying for. Chairs, $2,600 in chairs that we not even sitting in. And for you as a leader and the mayor to get on this forum and say the stuff you said and then want us to respect you and work together with you, you make it impossible because you can't stop lying. You make it impossible for people to talk to you. You said, Jason.
Oh. Okay, is everybody done? Everybody got it all out? Okay. Got a whole 2-page, but my attorney told me leave y'all alone. So I'm gonna listen. You lucky. I'm gonna listen to that, and I'm gonna say.
Although this turmoil was occurring less than 4 months into Henyard's term, she didn't slow down or do anything to bring unity to the board. In Henyard's attempt to further exert control, she would refuse to place board items on the agenda. In Illinois, the Opens Meeting Act stipulates items must be posted on an agenda 48 hours prior to the meeting in order for village boards to legally vote on them.
May I be recognized?
Yeah, can I get a motion and then we can go into discussion? Do anybody want a motion to approval of the sidewalk replacement?
I'd like to make a motion. That's why I was asking, can I be recognized?
Oh, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to table items A, B, and the approval of the Illinois Fraternal Order until we can get all items on the special board meeting.
Huh? All items, what do you mean?
There was items that should have been placed on the special board meeting by trustees that were not eligible to get on the special board meeting. So I like to make a motion to table these items that are currently on the special board meeting until we can have a meeting where all items that are requested by the trustees be placed on the agenda.
Okay, so for the record, that's untrue. If someone's behind on a time frame, there's no reason to stop process for the Village of Dolton. I'm going to honor the request of the Board of Trustees, and I'm going to table all the items that's here. But for the record, we did nothing wrong. Everyone, and this is me saying it publicly, your mayor. The deadline for items to go on any agenda is Monday by 5 p.m. 5 p.m. on Monday. If you do not have it on there to the clerk or to the village administrator, it will not go on the agenda. You guys asked me to follow rules. I need y'all to do the same. It can't be I follow rules, but y'all don't follow the rules. So everybody knows this is me saying it to you guys. Monday is the deadline to have items for consideration to go onto the agenda by 5 p.m. 5 p.m. is the deadline.
Henyard would refuse to allow the board's lawyer into the meetings.
Getting the message that Mike McGrath was trying to sign in and he's been waiting. So I want to see if you can grant that access.
Who was that, Trustee House?
That is Legislative Council.
Okay, did you guys, that haven't got overturned as of yet? So you have to talk to him through the phone if you don't have it approved yet. That's on the next agenda, from my understanding.
Okay, so your request is that you're denying access to him because it's not up for veto override?
It's not, these meetings are strictly for the board, which is here now, any employees that work for us, and the attorney that we do have on staff currently, which is Shantae. So.
I'll just note my disapproval of that. I think the board members should have access to allow, even if he's allowed as a guest, because we've had special presenters. But if that is your decision, then we will move forward. Thank you very much.
She held such tight control over the employees of the town, the board motioned for all hiring and firing to go through them because they believed employees were withholding information from trustees for fear of retaliation.
E
is amending an ordinance that was previously in record regarding the hiring and firing of village officials, requiring the advice and consent of the board. Just to, I guess, clearly stated, this does not remove any hiring or firing authority, but it does require the additional step that these processes be done with with the approval or a majority vote of the Board of Trustees. The reason for this being on there is there have been several phone calls that I've received and maybe some other trustees as well, regarding employees having concerns that if they did not follow directives, that there would be some terminations or some kind of retaliation. There were concerns listed from employees about the mandatory meetings and setting up or breaking down meetings, and if they did not follow through with what would be done, and then also just wanting to be more knowledgeable about the process and making sure that the hiring process is done with background checks and everything else. So that's why this is up here for discussion, and a similar request that this be moved forward to the following meeting.
In regards to this, I'm in favor of moving forward. And my reasoning is because I do feel as if some of the department heads have a fear of being terminated. And that can be the reason why sometimes when we contact them for information, they don't provide us with information because, they're afraid I feel as if they're afraid of how you will handle them. So I think that this way, everyone could be a little bit more secured in terms of their position. And now I can probably get some of my questions answered, and we can move forward as a village. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
May I be recognized, Mayor?
Sure, go ahead, Trustee.
I'm really saddened just sitting here listening to this, because I think that even as the board, it took us all like to say, okay, this is something that has not become it's become an issue that we had to address, because I don't think nobody just woke up and said, oh, we gonna take her, hire or fire or whatever. It says advice and consent, meaning that obviously if some people have been calling, and it's not just management. So when you keep saying management or people that you appointed, though this is a concern, like we've gotten emails of a hostile environment. We've got multiple complaints of the village administrator and the way it's not just one or two incidents. So I take it very seriously when you say that. And I would hope that you are listening to the attorneys to go about things the right way. But the I, me, I, we, like you're the only person that's running this whole town, is starting to be insulting to everybody, because at the end of the day, just like you made the statement, if they sue us, they're gonna sue all of us. And I'm sure you're not gonna be saying I, me, then you'll be saying we getting sued.
Soon after, the trustees would motion to censure the mayor for a litany of reasons.
Whereas the state and the village of Dolton has a code of conduct that every representative is required to adhere to. Whereas no request for proposals for bidding, many contracts can be handpicked by the mayor without being bid on. Whereas no checks should be sent manually that the board of trustees do not approve. Whereas no comp time shall be used to work the mayor's personal events. And whereas no village property, including but not limited to sidewalks, shall be painted without board approval, whereas the budget shall be adhered to unless otherwise approved and voted on by the board of trustees, whereas the village hall of the village of Dolton shall remain open to employees and all elected officials, and no lock shall be placed on the doors to prohibit access, and whereas the Open Meetings Act shall not be violated by canceling meetings, removing agendas once they have been posted. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Village of Dolton Board of Trustees does hereby censure Mayor Henyard for her actions, which has a negative impact on the village. Hold on. Be it further resolved, the Board of Trustees do hereby demand Mayor Henyard engage in appropriate, non-discriminatory conduct and work to further positive and inclusive relationship in the village among the trustees.
All right. Now, as relates to censures. So this is my censure to my board of trustees. And then we're going to retreat. So, number one, I just want to point out everyone's issues that they have that y'all never hear me speak on, talk about, say anything as relates to the board of trustees. Currently now is one-sided, and you guys are the only ones that get your information out. And I never say anything. So residents told me, Mayor, why don't you say anything? So I want to point out to Trustee Belcher, these are the issues that you have. This is your censure. You gave permission to a nonprofit to place a garden on a land that they did not own. You then gave permission to your boss, who you work for, who worked on a property and started doing work without pulling permits. I understand that you really want to be mayor because you ran for it before, but the residents said, no, no, no. The only way you became trustee is because you was on my ticket and ran for trustee. Trustee Steves, this is your censure. You always go along to get along. You've been using the village equipment for personal use, and you never gave it back. I wrote you a email, sent it to you, and you gave the equipment back to the village of Dolton after 4 months of having it. Also asked for administrative rights for our social media to give it to myself and our staff. And then you talked with me time after time, and then you come out and you do the opposite of what you and I discussed. You don't hold up to your word, but you worry about control, then unity. Trustee House, this is your censure. You act like you don't have nothing to do with the position as it relates to the trustees and the position that they're taking. You play the middle. You want to talk, and I feel you wasted my time because we talk 3 hours, 2 hours here and there, but we get nowhere, like you just stated, as it relates to having a conclusion. And you don't pay for vendors after you approve them. That's not right. If people come here to the village of Dolton and do the work, they should get paid for the work that's done. You guys vote on contracts for people to start a job and then get paid through a hissy fit or whatever y'all want to call it. And then y'all say, we're not going to pay that vendor. That's not business-like. And I look at you from a different standard because you are the finance guy, you are the senior trustee, and you are the one that I feel the trustees listen to or get advice from. But yet you're leading them wrong by not making sure that we're doing the business at hand and putting politics to the side. Trustee Brown, quiet as a church mouse, talks to me, and she says she don't have any problems with anything on the agenda, and then comes out and blindsides me just to get a vote to go along with the team. Sits back for years and do nothing. So all of a sudden, it's like everyone's against the mayor. Everyone has something to say about whatever y'all feel I don't do or do. Okay, can't leave you out. Clerk Key, send out the board package. This is your censure. Sent out the board package at 1:46 p.m. today regarding the board meeting tonight at 6:30 p.m. I know that you guys always state that y'all want things in a timely manner, but yet you guys are doing the opposite. It's amazing how rules are for you guys, but when it's rules for me, no, let me reverse that. When the rules is for you, you guys don't follow it. But when the rules are for me, y'all want me to follow what y'all say. It goes both ways. You come to work a couple of hours, but yet you got a full-time assistant. So who's training who? So last but not least, did I miss somebody? Oh, Britt
is my assistant.
Okay. Next we got Trustee Norwood. You guys never had a committee meeting, and you just go along with the group, whether it's right or wrong, trustee. You voting down the alleys to get paved, and that was my issue as related to you as a trustee, and it was for personal use, and you knew that the Board of Trustees was wrong in doing that, but yet when the residents called all you out and said that y'all was wrong for not giving them what they needed, you guys then put it on this agenda for approval, which I'm happy that's getting approved, but yet we shouldn't play the games because we still have to take care of the business at hand. All the trustees do currently is shoot down anything that I'm trying to do progress with, all for personal agendas and personal attacks. That should be stopped and done here and now, and we should be able to move forward like you guys said and do an olive branch. I call myself doing.
As the trustees fought to rein in Henyard's out-of-control spending, they took aim at her 24-hour, 7-day-a-week police protection, which they estimated was costing the village $1,000 a day.
So I still stand the same way I have before. I'm a single mom. You all know that, with a 2-year-old daughter. So for you all to even think or consider removing something like that from myself that's given to everyone in the nation as relates to when you're in politics, it comes with the title. It ain't nothing that I just made up and got. So you guys know about the threats, you know about everything, and y'all broadcast everything here to the public, the last board meeting, and what you think happened after that. So all I'm saying to you is that y'all should take that consideration, and for you to be a woman yourself, Trustee Belcher, it's a shame for you to even try to go this route. So I guess everybody mad, I guess everybody upset because I didn't pay for you guys' hotel rooms. So I guess this is your way of trying to get back at me over police detail, which I feel is petty. I do feel that that's beneath you guys, and I'm not gonna stoop to the level because at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I need to do because I'm gonna protect myself and my daughter, which is my family, that you guys are putting at stake by putting on this clown show as relates to my safety. I don't appreciate it. I said that before. I'm gonna say it again. Y'all wrong, y'all wrong, y'all wrong. So I just pray that nothing happens.
To review this also to see if there was any impropriety with respect to providing the protective service. And we're in agreement, obviously, with Chief Collins regarding the threat to public health and safety of an elected official. There will be nothing improper or illegal about it, particularly given the threats that have been made to the mayor in her official and personal capacity. And given that obviously she's a mother with a young child, we feel that there's nothing improper about what's being done. And it is something that, again, as Chief Collins indicated, this is something that is not new. It's ordinary and customary to provide protective services to officials when they're acting in their official capacity.
I just have one question that no one has yet answered. We asked how long. The last meeting, we were saying how long.
Okay, and I
Will this
stated
continue?
Sure, I answer, and I answered it then. I stated that in the previous past mayor, he had it for his term, so it would go with my term. It ain't nothing I made up. It's just something that came with my seat when I became mayor. So for you guys to want to take it away for whatever reason, I'm not understanding. We're not doing anything extra. It's the same thing as when a police officer going to work for a detail, they basically give an assignment. The assignment is to protect the mayor. So that's where we are with it.
You saying Riley had protection?
He did. He had Pete Zeno's. Trustee Belcher knows that.
So 24 hours.
Absolutely.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he had Pete Zeno. Yes.
Okay. I don't remember that one, but since you said it, I don't remember that.
All right. Anyone else? So can you would like to make a motion, Trustee Belcher? And I'm glad it came to you in a joke. So keep smiling. Go ahead.
Yes, I would love to make a motion.
Okay.
For the police directive.
All right. Is there a second?
A second.
All right. There's a motion and a second. Can you please call the roll, Clerk Key?
Just for clarity, is this a motion to move forward or?
Go ahead, clear it up, Trustee Belcher.
Well, actually, per the village administrator, when via email, she wanted to discuss it in executive session because of the fact of we wanted to know how long it was going to be and some other things when we still were going to vote on it. So at this point, if it's just to move on, whatever the case may be, we're voting to stop the 24-hour direct police directive or detail or however you want to say it. We could have took it into executive session because I don't think anybody wanted not to let you have it. It was the matter of how much it's costing and you have one police officer sitting on your house. So while you were, saying everything you had to say, if it went into the executive session, we could have got all the votes of what we were actually trying to do, but you do whatever you want as you always do, Mayor.
And I will. So, I'm going to protect myself and my child. So whatever you decide to do here, go right ahead. And as it relates to 24 protection, I do not have 24 protection. That's for the record. So stop putting that out there because I don't. But see how you just said I got one person on my house. This you just tell information to people. So whatever people trying to do. That was
discussed in the last meeting. Please go back and look at it.
Okay, exactly. And you put it out there then. So that's my point to you. So since then, what you think happened, Trustee Belcher? Another threat.
I really don't care.
I know you don't care, and that's the problem. You're a woman. That's sad that you don't care what happens to other women, and you sound about it. That's a joke. You shouldn't be like that. Call the roll, Clerk Key. Let's go.
Okay, Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
Trustee Holmes, unmute yourself.
Okay, well, he's unmuting. Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
And Trustee Holmes again. I see he's here, but he's on mute.
Yeah. Okay. So there we have it. Y'all get ready to wave at the officers as y'all see them because they'll still be around me. So thank you guys again. Next we have, is that five to one? Cookie?
I'm sorry?
That was 5, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, well, here's Trustee Holmes now. Okay, 1 second.
I'm back at a restroom break. Okay, what are we doing now?
We are voting on.
Despite being just months into office and having a board of trustees that was clearly watching her every move, she continued to do whatever she wanted and instructed department heads to withhold information from the trustees.
possible action regarding ordinance number 21 amending ordinance 1-6-4 powers and duties. Trustee House.
Thank you very much. This ordinance was put up here authorizing the finance department or department heads to have conversations or to speak with the board members regarding issues or questions that they may have. I will say I put this up here specifically because there are a couple of times that I made phone calls in to department heads and they were instructed that the administration or mayor or administration would not allow for that. Most recently, request for the payroll has been asked for on 2 occasions via email and no answer. So as it stands right now, we've gone a month and a half. The last payroll that I've seen was September 1st. And we want to make sure we have this information before the next board meeting to be able to vote on it. So I'm asking that we move this forward so that way the department heads have the access to make sure that they speak with the board members to get the information we're looking for.
Okay. Well, I hate to hear that because I never instructed anybody not to give you any payroll reports. Why would I do that? So, Chris, you're on here, Chris. So we're going to get it cleared up right now. And this is what I state to you guys all the time. If y'all have an issue or something's not being done, or maybe got just dropped at the wayside for whatever reason, you guys can call my phone, and we have to learn how to communicate with each other so that we don't have issues that spill over to the board meeting. And we're here to 10:15 at night because we have so much to discuss. So I would like a different type of approach with my board of trustees. But Chris, can you hear me?
Prior to Chris, I can also say, Mayor, you were included on all of this communication, as well as village administrator and all attorneys. Yes. But I would love to hear from Chris because that was one source of my information.
Okay, so as you guys know, I have a ton of meetings. I normally call y'all, right? Most of the time I pick up the phone to call everybody when I want to talk to you about something, just so that my emails don't get overlooked that I sent to the board. Whether you pick up or not, that's really at your discretion. What I'm asking though is moving forward, we all used to talk. Everyone has each other's number. If y'all have a problem with something or something's not being done correctly as it relates to staff here at the Village of Dolton, please call me. I've said this at several meetings. I'm saying it again. Call my phone so we can get it rectified, so we don't have to sit here at a board meeting and go back and forth over who said what, who ain't do what email came through. Because right now the community want to see us unified. They don't want to see us divided. They don't want to see any of the turmoil that most people have. So Chris, I am directing him, and this is me publicly saying it because I said it before. Anything that the Board of Trustees would like or need as it relates to finances or financials, please deliver it. Please give it to them via email so you have a paper trail stating you did give it to them. I know a lot of them come in and they say, give it to them in their hand, but give it to them through email. So now you have a paper trail to cover your butt as well. But as it relates to payroll reports or any financials when it relates to a warrant list, I've always directed people to give information because that's what you vote on. I too was a trustee. And with that being said, I've always gotten the information, so why would I not give it to you guys now? So that's the direction. Any other questions or concerns?
I thought Chris was going to elaborate on that because I want to make sure that I'm completely understanding, because I'm here, which is also why I prefer the email, so that way there is documented communication. I'm not here to lie on anybody else, not only the mayor, Chris, anybody. The first couple of times that I had these concerns, I spoke about them privately, but I mean, trying to email it was documented, and I would love for Chris to kind of tell me, am I crazy when we spoke, or what?
Okay, so Chris told you that I said you can have it. Is that what you're stating now, or what are you stating?
Yes.
I didn't get the question.
Yes.
Okay, that's the question. Okay, Chris, come on.
Okay, so last time we spoke about this, it was my understanding that the board to run these through you, these payroll reports that basically are the earnings from each payroll and the differences between last payroll and current payroll, and the subsequent report that is attached to that of any new changes in payroll. So any new hires, any changes in salaries, any of those types of items. Last we spoke, I was to run those through you.
Okay, so
the trustees had enough, and 6 months into her 4-year term, they made a motion to place a referenda on the upcoming ballot in June to establish a recall procedure so they would be able to remove Henyard from office.
Next on the agenda, we have approval of 3 referendum questions to be voted on. by the residents of Dolton on June 28, 2022. First one is a referendum establishing a recall mechanism, which would allow the electoral to recall and remove the village president, mayor of the village of Dolton. And then the second question is a referendum recalling and removing myself, Tiffany A. Henyard, and as village president, mayor of the village of Dolton.
And when Henyard called for a special meeting shortly after, the trustees simply didn't show up.
Okay. All right. We are currently live. Good evening, residents, board and clerk, and also all my department heads. Today, I would like to call to order the special board meeting, virtual meeting via Zoom, live stream on YouTube. Today is Tuesday, February 22nd, and the time is 6:41 p.m. Clerk Key, can you call the roll?
Okay, Mayor, Trustee Steve. Absent. Trustee Norwood. Trustee Belcher. Trustee Holmes.
Here.
Trustee Brown. And Trustee House. We do not have a quorum.
Okay, duly noted. We do not have a quorum, residents, just so you understand how this works. Without a quorum, we cannot take care of the business at hand. We have an agenda before you that was posted 48 hours prior to today. Everyone has been notified via email and then also phone conversation. So everyone knew to attend this meeting today, which we have the first and third Monday of every month, and today on Tuesday because it was a holiday yesterday. So I am going to turn this into a town hall meeting. And I just want the record to reflect that the Board of Trustees did not show up except for Trustee Holmes. Other than that, I will now switch it over to a town hall meeting so residents can understand what is going on, why, and what is our next course of action.
When the meetings eventually resumed, so did the arguing.
We have corporate bills,
I got a question for department head. May I be recognized?
We're done with the reports right now, trustees. So if you want, you can email it to them or text them to go over it.
Can the host stop muting me, please? Whoever the host is, stop muting my mic.
So they just told you guys, if you're not recognized or there's nothing going on, everything will be muted so we can move on with our agenda. If you have any questions for, hold on, trustee. If you have any questions for any department heads or anyone on here, you guys can email them so we can move forward with our agenda.
If only thing about that, if I asked a question to the department, I don't get the answer. We asked about the amnesty program 5 times already with the water department. We haven't got the answer, nobody. So we wait for a public meeting. We haven't got that answer from Mr. Moore yet.
Okay, so again, if you saying you haven't gotten any answers.
As the village of Dolton and their trustees worked to find a way to kick Henyard out of office, Thornton Township, which included the village of Dolton, suffered a loss when Supervisor Frank Zuccarelli unexpectedly passed away. The trustees of Thornton Township had 60 days to fill the open position, but despite several meetings, they were unable to come to an agreement. If the trustees didn't agree on an appointment, the township would hold a public vote to determine a new supervisor. But for some reason, the trustees did not want this to happen, so they held a Hail Mary meeting starting at 10:30 p.m. on the 60th day. They had just an hour and a half to appoint someone. The 9th person they nominated was Tiffany Henyard, and when the trustees voted, the nomination succeeded. She had just 9 minutes to swear in before the deadline passed.
That's right. She voted go down, man.
She voted yes. And she has to sign the warrant, and then she's got to take the oath in 9 minutes. Let's go. 9 minutes.
Put your hands together for your new town
Township Supervisor, Tiffany Henyard. Y'all can have them there, baby. Y'all can have that shit.
I, Tiffany Henyard, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Henyard would refer to herself as the super mayor from then on and raked in over $224,000 a year as supervisor, as well as $46,000 a year as Dolton's mayor. For reference, typical township supervisors in Illinois make just $70,000 a year. Her position paid her more than Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. But back in Dolton, the arguments only continued between the new super mayor and her trustees, as they fought for transparency when it came to her spending. Every meeting consisted of the same argument, the trustees refusing to pay bills they say Henyard didn't get approval for.
Just for the record, and the reason I guess I want all of the citizens to know why we're so adamant about this budget and what's going on. May 12, 2021, a resolution was passed. The following persons are hereby authorized to be added as signatories for all city accounts: Mayor Tiffany Henyard, Village Clerk Allison Key. Any prior signatories or individuals authorized and hereby removed from the accounts prior authorization is revoked. Number of signatures required are a combination of both signatures. At the approval of payment by the village board, each check shall be signed by the mayor and the clerk. We have a $500,000 check signed by Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Y'all wonder why we worried about the money? This is why we worried about the money. $561,000 check with one signature on there. It's a problem. That means that money is being spent, and after we don't find out till after the check's been cashed. That's why we're up here complaining about it.
So right, exactly. I like how people throw numbers up here and say I signed a check. What is it?
So are you saying that you didn't sign it?
What's the check I signed?
It's for the construction, but it wasn't approved until you signed it and they cashed it.
Go ahead. What construction?
It's for an asphalt company, but you signed it and they cashed it before we approved it. I don't care how you want to say it.
You can word it however you want. You can lie on me. You
didn't do what you're supposed to do. It's a process. That's the issue. It's a process. You're not following the process. That's why we had an issue.
I always follow the process.
You don't.
But anyway, go ahead. Moving on. I said what I said. You said what you said. You're lying. Period.
So I'm lying about the check, Mayor.
You are lying.
I have copies of it. Now, anybody want a copy of it? I have a copy of it.
Okay, you got it all out. All right, so let's move forward. It has been
about the money.
Motion and tabled and second to table all three items on the agenda. Can you call the roll?
That's why we worried about it.
As the June election approached, Henyard was at risk of being recalled, so she filed a complaint with the Circuit Court of Cook County to remove the referenda questions from the ballot. The referenda was still placed on the June ballot and passed by 56.1%. But because of the ongoing litigation, the results were not enforceable yet. The village had spoken, though, and they wanted Henyard out.
Now, before we get to citizens' address, the last thing that I did want to announce was the thing that everybody's talking about and asking me about, which is the recall. First and foremost, I am still your mayor. I am going to keep my seat. I'm going to obtain my seat. What the Board of Trustees tried to do is try to remove me from office because I would not play politics here in the village of Dolton. I cannot be bought, I cannot be bossed, and I won't stand down to people that try to bully me. I am a single young Black woman, and I have to fight this wonderful fight of politics, unfortunately, to make sure that I keep respect within my community that is losing its ground. When I said that, when I took over, it was so much corruption, ghost payroll, and everything going on in our community. And now that I'm trying to weed it out, they felt the need to remove me and put
a puppet there because they felt they could control that individual. I was elected, not appointed, elected by the people a year ago, retaining 82% of the vote in the village of Dolton. So that's over half, y'all. So that means y'all wanted me as your mayor. When I say that every trick and negative thing in the book came out, it did. But one thing y'all should be proud of with me is I did not bash anybody. I did not put out any bad literature. I didn't waste my money like that. I basically talked about the things that I truly, truly do in our community. I basically showed you my work. I show what my work consists of, which is always putting on for my community and creating things for my community. So first, let's take you down memory lane. Yes, another one, because it's the best way to educate the public instead of just doing something. December 6th, if I'm not mistaken, was the date. I'm trying to find it. Nope, I don't see it. December 6th, the Board of Trustees basically came in and they put a referendum question on a agenda, like how today's an agenda. And they voted for 3 questions, which was one was the mechanism to remove myself or recall me as mayor. And the second one is to remove me as office. And that's why you saw 2 separate questions on the ballot. On December 8th, we took a vote and we had a special board meeting at 10 a.m. on that day to basically have a meeting to talk about removing me from office. I told them that wasn't right. I told them that was backdoorish, and they should not have done that because the people was not available to talk about it. When I say we had a secret meeting at 10 a.m., that meeting lasts from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I have a problem with that, and you should too. I also told the Board of Trustees, if it's good for me, it should be good for you. They did not act themselves in this recall. It was only for the mayor. So that's what you call dictatorship. And that's why I keep trying to explain to the residents what has happened. Next, fast forward. Here we are. The stuff came on the ballot and we went to court. When I say that judge, and I love this judge, Keith, what was the judge name? Carcuda? Judge Carcuda was dead on, and I'm going to release the transcripts of what the judge did say. Do you remember word for word? No? Go speak in the mic. Because I want you to understand how fair this judge was when we went to court. I went to court and I said that the Board of Trustees was basically doing something that was unconstitutional, unethical as related to a recall. Normally when you hear about a recall, it's because someone done something wrong, like stole money, committed a crime. I haven't done any of those things. My recall is strictly because of dislike, people not getting along with their mayor. It's plenty of boards around the country, for that matter, that don't get along with their boards, but keep their seats for their terms of 4 years. So once this judge, go ahead, attorney.
The judge's order, prior to issuing his order, the judge stated on the record for all parties that he believed it was simply unfair, that Mayor Henyard ran for office. She ran for office with the expectation of a 4-year term, that this regulation rule that permitted a recall was not in place at the time, and she wasn't allowed to consider that. And he said that she was a young woman who should be given an opportunity to serve out her full term. And then he found the referendum questions, both of them, the mechanism and the question on the recall, void and unenforceable.
Yes. So that's what happened on the first court. Then the second court date, the Board of Trustees tried to go back and redo it. You could speak to the second court date.
So an appeal was filed by the board. The appellate court took no position on the substance of it, said it was too short of a time to permit briefing and oral argument. The appellate court said with regard to the sequestering of all the votes that the county clerk shall post an unofficial tally of the votes so that we know how people voted, but that they wouldn't be effective until further order of the court. So the votes essentially are just listed for public information. They are not effective. This has to be briefed over the summertime, and there'll be an oral argument in the appellate court in September.
Okay.
So I just wanted you guys to get an understanding of what's going on in our village, what has happened, and why me and the Board of Trustees are at odds. You see that they all left, right? But they're here for you. This is the only meeting that we have in July, but they left their post.
The citizens of Dolton began voicing their frustrations at the meetings.
One of the trustees worked for me, Mrs. Belcher. Since Ms. Belcher worked for me, I was told to fire Ms. Belcher in order to get my business open. I refused. I refused to fire Ms. Belcher to keep in order to get my business. The mayor.
Don't worry, I do get people for defamation of character, so have some truth in that. Have some truth in that.
But I'm here today because I'm the guy that DJ'd the MS Walk. I DJ'd it for several reasons. I have friends and family that have MS, and I've been fighting since May to get paid. And what I was told that the mayor said, do not pay nobody that does anything for the trustees. So I've been coming here every week. I've left tons of messages on Genesis voicemail. I talked to Keith.
The trustees would get up and leave mid-meeting, and then Henyard would make clapback videos about it the next meeting.
And then remember the citizens address right after that. So transparency, let's be transparent. At the last board meeting in Dolton, the trustees got out and walked out on the people. You won't believe what happened next.
The reason I'm going live right now is because we recently had a village hall meeting right now today, a couple hours ago, where the trustees walked out the meeting. And so they walked out the meeting, but they at the bar.
They went to the bar, left the meeting to go right next door.
You know what I mean? To be up there at the bar, we say, here he is, raise the house at ESC. Maybe they at the bar. This is where they went when they walked out of the board meeting, but it's okay. Step in and find out. This is exactly what Cheryl did. No, you want to lie, because why would y'all leave a public weekend?
In September of 2022, the appellate court overseeing Henyard's recall determined it was null and void, officially overturning the citizens' decision to recall her as their mayor. So, in typical Henyard fashion, she gloated about it the next board meeting.
How y'all doing? Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Hey. Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. Thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate this. Okay. I see you. You was feeling that, huh? I feel you. Yeah.
The court's decision, of course, emboldened her even more, and she announced arguably her most controversial idea yet, the construction of a new ice rink. Henyard insisted she was getting a grant for the rink, and no taxpayer dollars would be used. But when she couldn't answer specifics about when the grant money would be received, the board denied her motion.
Okay. Next on the agenda, can I have a motion for consideration and approval of a resolution for open space land acquisition and development? This is the OPSLOC grant. One thing I do here as mayor, a lot of people may be against my youthfulness, but I am very, very wise when it comes to it's all about being connected to people, making relationships. So we are receiving a grant for $600,000, and that will go into the kids zone that I'm building on Greenwood Falls, where I am also building a ice rink, and the ice rink will turn into a skate rink in the summer, just so people will know that. But we did receive this, well, we will be, and we had to put this resolution together so that we can receive the funds. So I'm asking the board to support this as well. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motion and second. Any discussion?
I have question, Mayor.
Go ahead.
For items like this, because this for me was the first time that I learned of it when I got the agenda. Is this something that we can bring to the community as well as the board so that we're not in meetings discovering, trying to figure it out as we go? As we hear it on title, on the description, it sounds fantastic, but there are always nuances and details. I have not heard it. Well, I don't know much details whatsoever. I got the packet on Friday and I'm still unclear at this moment. I want to know, is there a deadline again? Because I'm not in favor at this time of moving forward without getting a thorough understanding.
Again, trustee, if you guys wasn't fighting me so much, you would know what's going on in your village. I've been working on this just like you would do any other grant. And right now we are receiving this grant for $600,000. So why would you not be in favor of receiving a grant for $600,000? Because you're saying you didn't educate yourself enough on what is going on. That don't sound right to me. So I am asking again the board to support $600,000 coming to our community to build up our community.
Well,
why would we not support that?
Okay. So my question again, Mayor, was can these things be brought to the board in a time that we can actually get the information? The slogan sounds great. The rah-rah sounds great. But at the end of the day, there is documentation that comes and there's more things that go with it. We don't just say, oh, we're getting this money and everything else. And it sounds wonderful. But then when we read the fine print, that's where you get stuck. So I want to ask again, can these items be brought to the board and the community more further in advance?
Okay. For the record, once again, these things have been brought to your attention through your package. And if you guys would have read your package and reached out to me over the weekend or even today, if y'all had any questions about anything that's on the agenda, look at it. It is like, what time? 7:30 at night. We got 3 things on the agenda. We're still here. That's a shame. Because everybody don't understand something when you're supposed to ask the questions before we get here, and we're supposed to just vote on stuff. But yet we got to put on a show because you guys want to hold up progress, and it's $600,000. You could say it sounds good, but we working. My team has been working while you've been fighting me. We've been putting in grants. We got several more grants coming out of the pipeline. So every time we put in a grant, you want to know that we put it in, but we're working. And I don't mind you guys knowing it if you guys will work with me and start working against me. That's all I've asked this board to ever do. So I'm asking again, can you please support the grant for the $600,000 so we can give them the resolution so we can receive the money for the kids district?
I have a question.
Go ahead, trustee.
This grant that has been submitted, do you have paperwork for it?
Of course.
And when will it be dispersed if we pass this resolution?
That's a rhetorical question.
No, it's not rhetorical.
Yes.
When will the money come?
Trustee, we can get back to you on the date the money come, but this is the deadline, so we need to.
So
put
you
the
don't know
resolution
the
in.
anticipation date or when the money
We
will
need to
come?
put the resolution in so we can finish the process.
Okay, the reason I'm asking this, Mayor, is that we have a warrant list that has all this stuff on here, which you're saying that you're getting a grant for stuff that you're already asking us for pay from last warrant list and this warrant list. So if you have an anticipated date of when $600,000 will come, then we wouldn't sit here and be questioning why a resident came up last time and asked who's paying for an ice rink, and then we get invoices that's $105,000. I think I'm fair to ask that question. Do y'all have an anticipated date of when y'all plan to receive the money? Because y'all spending it and it ain't already came. And you sat at another meeting last week that said you was in $4 million worth of debt because somebody promised $5 million and it didn't come through. Promises, you don't start spending money before you get it. I just asked the question. Okay. I don't understand why that's so hard.
For the record, you missing my meetings up. I like that you follow me and you're a fan. That's my township meeting.
And I live in the township. If you forgot
that ain't got nothing to do with Dolton board meeting. So
but
I'm mixing the two.
I live in the township. You commingle money all the time.
You're mixing the two up. I was speaking about the township. We're talking about Dolton business.
I'm comparing
so don't mix
the
it
two.
up here on the board.
You're spending the money before you have it.
Trustee, You're confusing the
I'm not confusing
residents by
anything.
saying things
I'm
like
not
that. They got
confusing
nothing
anything.
to
You
do.
confused. I'm
Okay,
not
let me let you
confusing
finish.
nobody.
Let me let you finish.
Right. I'm not confusing anybody. And for the record, I live in the township, if you know that, correct?
But for the record, then you talk that over there at the
you
township.
are saying that if this $600,000 that you went out to get a grant for, when do you expect it to come in? When we have went 2 meetings of paying bills that you've asked us to spend money that we haven't received yet. That's all I'm asking.
5 cents. Total corporate payments on this list, $3,029,960.38. My motion is to pay this list, removing the following items. On page 1, Quick Rink Synthetic Ice, $105,444 even on page 12.
All
Laurel's
I'm asking you to do is do what's right. The money is coming from a grant, especially with the ice arena right here on 144th and Greenwood. You guys know that I ordered the ice, and this board, once again, here we go. It's in here, and you just took it out once again to buy the ice so that we can have a festival holiday for Thanksgiving. That's it. So you don't want kids to ice skate? Like, come on. Y'all got to at least have a heart. I know it's election time and everybody want to throw blows and go back and forth, but I think y'all need to have a heart and actually do what's right and put the money back in there so people can live their lives. They waited 30 days to get paid, and now you're going to make them suffer another 30 days? The holidays is coming up. They got bills to pay.
The trustees continued to raise alarms about the village's finances.
I have great concern over the finances or the direction we're going. A year ago at this time, our deficit, because as mentioned, our property taxes do come towards the latter part of this year and they're delayed. A year ago at this time, our deficit was $380,000. This year, our deficit is $1.5 million. So we know that this comes every we know that we wait on the second installment of property taxes, but not with this kind of deficit on hand.
They insisted on cutting out unnecessary spending, such as a $50,000 Christmas tree, as the village slipped further and further into debt. And Henyard would use it as an opportunity to villainize them.
Total payments on this register, $4,164,539 even. My motion is to approve the bills, removing the following items. Next item, rent a Christmas, $50,285.19. Page 21.
But I just wish you guys would just put everybody back in so we can get back on track and you guys will pay for these things. You guys don't even want to give the residents, let alone the kids, a Christmas tree. Have heartless connecting. A Christmas tree? Not one of y'all want to vote for the Christmas tree, really? Every other community got Christmas trees. Every one of them. Every single one of them. Except Dolton. Why? Why we can't come together for a Christmas tree? That's a shame. But that just shows how hateful you guys are and how bitter y'all are. Because you can't even get it right just to give somebody a happy Christmas. So they can come to their community and watch a Christmas tree light. Why? Why can't y'all amend that and do a trip for the kids? Why? Why can't we put up lights? But don't worry, I already started that progress. I already put up lights down Greenwood. I'm going to continue to put up decorations on Simply. I'm doing all the things that you see in all the other communities, but yet this board, this Fantastic Five, refused to basically vote for things that's for community, for the people. So your Christmas tree, the swimming pool, the stuff that community asks for. All I'm asking you guys is put it back in and let's move forward. Are any of you willing to amend your motion, Trustee House, Trustee Steve?
No, $50,000 for Christmas tree is not going to happen.
Okay. You see, okay, and that's fine. But just so you know, let me educate you real quick. Just so you know, in every other municipality, it costs $50,000 to $100,000 on the trees that they have in their towns. We did the research.
Are they $3.4 million in deficit?
It's a grant. Hold on. It's a grant. It's nobody's money we're spending. Some stop. That's what I'm trying to tell you, trying to give you the facts. So you can understand what it is. It's a grant. It's in the bank account. If you can't see it, I don't know, clean your glasses or something, but it's in the bank account. We have the money.
Despite the board voting against the ice rink and Christmas tree, Henyard ignored their decision.
Hi, I'm Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor.
And I'm Trustee Andrew Holmes.
Happy holidays from the village of Dolton. We are here at the ice arena in Dolton on 144th in Greenwood. We are currently putting down a pad for your Christmas tree. Yes, your Christmas tree. I stated last night that we should pay for the Christmas tree, but the 5 board of trustee members chose to take it out and not provide you with a tree. So me and Drew made it possible. We made it happen. We made sure that you will have a tree for your families to come and adore here in the village of Dolton. Every other community has trees. Why can't us? Why do we have to always go to someone else's community to enjoy the beautification of their neighborhoods when we can beautify our own neighborhood here? So please come out this Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. right here on 144th and Greenwood, where we will light the Christmas tree. And we got a ton of festivities.
I am Trustee Andrew Holmes. We're working with the construction people to build Dolton up. Some place where children can come and play, parents can come and sit and watch their children have fun. There's no need to go outside of Dolton when we have the resources to build Dolton. Dolton is on the move. Stay tuned.
All right, y'all. We here. We're building our bathroom, as you can see, women's and men's. It will be built by tomorrow. And remember, ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. You can't stop progress. Where God wants, it will be. You can't stop when He wants something to be built for our community. We're gonna keep pushing, keep moving. I appreciate everybody that support me, and I thank you to everybody that keep going. Regardless of people trying to stop progress, people are still moving down the road. So thank you.
Held down anymore.
Just days before a few of her trustees were up for re-election, including one of her more outspoken critics, Ed Steve, the Just Ice rink was completed, cleverly named after her own daughter, Justice.
Hey y'all! It's your mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. We here in the village of Dolton and we about to get our skate on. Remember, when all 5 of them trustees said no, look what God did.
The board was worried the ice rink was built for Henyard's personal use, as it seemed to only be open when she threw parties for her close friends.
My last question was the $17,550 for the skates. Are those skates for the entire community?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and where are they located?
Why would I tell you that right now?
I'm saying, are they in possession of the village of Dolton?
Why
That's
would
what
they
I'm
not
asking.
be? You asked the question, I answered.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
No problem.
When Trustee Steve lost his re-election bid, to the utter delight of Henyard, she bizarrely dressed up as what appears to be Nino Brown, a fictional drug kingpin, to celebrate.
Okay. Nobody knows something. Don't nobody know nothing? Yeah. Nobody. Nobody? Trustee? Nobody? Somebody knows something. Ain't that right, Jason? I think you know something. Yeah, you know something. Hey y'all, I am Super Mayor, and I want to thank the people of Dolton for the new change. Give it up for y'all new trustees. Kudos to is Trustee Stanley Brown. Trustee, stand up. You must have come to the podium, but come on up. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say thank you for anybody who supported me over this last election. We fought a hard race. I came up short. You win some, you lose some. It's part of politics and part of being in this political game.
Henyard quickly put her newly elected ally in charge of reading off the bills at the board meeting, a job better left to Jason House.
Comes to a total corporate payments of $530, $249.88. We get a motion $2,964,822. Ooh, $2,964,822.93. Water fund $3,807.81. $482,418.18. Melanie Fit of $529. $529,520.77.
Former board member Steve was quick to poke fun at him.
And you let her and you demean yourself by struggling through the numbers. That's not 33 years. That's not even your position. It should be the other trustees' position because they.
And although Henyard had gained one supporter, she still didn't have control of the board. Despite her opposition, the deficit, and the citizens' concerns, Henyard and her entourage would continue to rack up bills on taxpayer dime. Over $24,000 at restaurants during one 12-month span, numerous hotel rooms in villages just miles from Dolton. They took trips out of town to Texas, Alabama, Missouri, and most famously, Las Vegas and Washington, D.C.
You already spoke, trustee.
I made the motion. I did not comment on this topic.
Go ahead.
Okay, there's on this list specifically, there is nothing to do with windows or roofs or nobody being removed. That has absolutely nothing to do with this. That's a totally separate discussion for a different time. That's nothing to do with this. Some of the items that we are talking about: Aurelio's Pizza, $131. Best Western, apparently 2 rooms for $318. Chicago Midway Airport, $200 worth of tax dollars spent on that. Cooper's Hawk, $557.68. Got Dollar Tree on here, $108. Dunkin' Donuts, $49.58. What else we got? Where else did we eat at? Holiday Inn in Bloomington, 2, 4, 6, 7 rooms, $2,694. Image One, Italian Fiesta, $113.59. Jewel Osco, $100.50. Olive Garden, $262.78. Pete's Fresh Market, $212.97. Let's see if we ate anywhere else. Thank me later, $520. Walmart, $11.11. Good Lord. Wyndham Hotel and Resorts, 2, 4, 6, 8 rooms, totaled up to $1,085. All this, no receipts given to the myself or the other trustees that have mentioned. Again, this has nothing to do with denying a residence.
In D.C., Henyard would attend the U.S. Conference of Mayors' annual winter meeting. She would charge Thornton Township, where she was the supervisor, not mayor, nearly $10,000 for the trip. In Vegas, Henyard and her crew spent over $8,000 on hotel rooms, nearly $600 at a Ruth Chris steakhouse, and over $3,700 on Henyard's first-class round-trip flight. During this trip, one of Henyard's loyal supporters, Andrew Holmes, was accused of assaulting a female employee. During the alleged assault, he sent images of the woman to a Dolton police officer assigned to Henyard's private detail. Las Vegas police investigated and never filed charges against Holmes. But the police officer alleged she was kicked off Henyard's police detail as retaliation, and the female employee filed a lawsuit against the village of Dolton, accusing Henyard of firing her due to the incident. The village eventually settled with the victims out of court, but have not disclosed the terms of the settlement. The incident would lead to an explosive town hall argument, nearly leading to a fight.
And then the last thing that I'm going to say is I did notice that my good fellow advocate Andrew Holmes was in the building. And that's why literally I wish that I would have looked up before I read the statement, because as it relates to you, you're the reason that I'm here. And you're the reason that everybody is going through what they're going through as it relates to an advocate, because you're supposed to be one. But you've been accused of something that's very shameful. And the least you could have done is given us a very basic and comprehensive statement, literally giving sympathy and understanding to a survivor, be it that you felt that it was true or not. And you could have at least declared your innocence, which noted you haven't done. And so I'm simply asking you right now, because me sitting here looking at your face, I'm utterly disgusted. Because how dare you take your ass back outside and stand with any family when there's a woman with a child that's waiting on a response from you, literally as an elected official and as an advocate about what you did. Was it consensual? Was it not? Did you rape that woman? Did you put something in her drink? And damn it, you gonna answer, and you gonna answer me. Promise you that.
Mayor, may I re-recognize? You know, I'm gonna.
Hey, out of order, you out of order, you out of order, hey. See? Jay.
But the bills kept piling up in Dolton, and one citizen spoke, threatening to sue the board members.
They failed to do so. I have been sitting there losing that $1,000 a day since then till today. I have pleaded with the board personally, and I won't mention names, to try and accommodate the settlement agreement. They've refused. They have basically said to the federal court, screw you, screw Mr. Michael, we're not doing it. Okay. Unfortunately, that has resulted in the necessitation of me filing another suit. That suit is in my possession here, and I will be giving it to the mayor. Also named in the suit are individual trustees who have personally done their very level best to discourage the development of that property. I will be suing them personally. Now, I am very, very sad about that. 10 seconds, please. Okay. We will be trying our best to do the restaurant row that the mayor has been so wonderful in proposing. We are trying to get it done. 10 restaurants, 100 jobs, $500,000 in taxes to the city instead of that blighted property. Thank you for listening.
The threat worked, and the next meeting, Trustee Brown flipped her vote and agreed to pay all of the bills the trustees had been refusing to pay.
Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
No.
Yes.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
No.
Now, y'all know what I'm about to do. Pay the bills. They got to ask for it. Yes, yes, Lord, won't he do it? Thank you, Jesus. So just so y'all aware of what just happened, because I know y'all didn't understand. Right now, the Board of Trustees are always divided as it relates to paying the bills. Right now, it was a 3-3 vote, and I get to break the tie. So you get paid. Yeah, everybody gets paid now. They was not able to take anything out of the warrant list. I guess y'all didn't communicate that or text quick enough. So yeah, you get to pay everybody their money that's owed to them. So thank you so much. Thank you.
We communicated. So that means everybody, no more fighting. Come on, get your checks.
All right. Thank you, trustee. Thank you for changing. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. You get paid. You get a check. You get a check. You get a check. Everybody get paid. I gotta get a blue dance for y'all. Yeah. I know y'all gonna mean that tomorrow on the internet. It's all good.
But Trustee House refused to sign some of the checks because the finance director had split the payments up into 8 separate checks, which the trustees assumed was because the village didn't actually have the money to pay the bills.
For the record, Trustee House, you need to sign the checks. It's checks that you have not signed because you want to sit here and pick out people that you do not want to pay because of your own personal reason. All right, so just to sum up what she said, you guys need to sign the checks. I don't even understand why Clerk Key didn't sign the check. So you and Trustee House need to sign the checks that was passed by this board and by a 4-1 or 4-2 vote, or something like that. But I just know it passed. That's when Tammy Brown jumped ship and voted to pay the bills. So then, therefore, she asked for her friends to get paid. We put it on the next warrant list, which it was approved to get paid, and Trustee House is refusing to sign. This is why you guys don't govern. This is why you guys don't have check signing powers. Because at the end of the day, it is up to the mayor, the administration, as relates to the day-to-day. But you guys hijacked the bank account too. I need the residents to know that. So that's what I mean by, I'm gonna sue y'all for that too. You in the bank, because it took forever to get on the bank, but y'all did some little secret squirrel stuff and went to Orland and got on the account, which is a shame, but it's okay. Every dog has their day. But I just want you guys to know y'all need to sign the check, Trustee House, because it's not up to you to dictate how things are paid out, when it's paid out. Your jobs are to vote on bills and make laws. That is it. And
if I could be recognized now.
Go ahead, Trustee.
Okay, so there's so much in there. But I'm going to just kind of go to my original statement, which is there are bills that are out there that have been previously approved, still not being paid. The 5-star invoice that we're talking about was approved for full payment. I have repeatedly said, because as the mayor mentioned, she says, we have the money. We got grants. We have all of this money. Please put that into one check, which is what the board voted for, or a majority of the board voted for, and pay it. I will gladly sign it if you put it in one check and pay. I don't understand why it's broken down in 8 checks specifically, since you say we have all the money. So my stance on these bills is saying at this moment, let's hold off on the bills that are mentioned so we can catch up on the previous bills, put it in one check, and it will be signed. One check, it'll get signed. It's that simple. Thank you.
All right, please stop with the smoke screens, for real. I need you to pay the people their money. It's not up to you to pick and choose how we pay. Tangenique, the finance director, just explained to you how you guys got the bill to be up so high. Because every single meeting, you guys took people out. It's up to you to sign the checks how the finance department sent them out to you. And that vendor don't even have a problem with how we're paying him. He even reached out to you, Trustee. And for the record, you get the bank account every day. You know what balance we got. You know how much money we got. So stop playing games and sign the check that they voted on at the last meeting that you choosing not to sign. So you're holding up progress. It's not your Trustee House. Matter of fact, where them checks at? Give them them checks. You sign them checks, Trustee. And then Clerk Key sign the checks. That's what y'all need to do, because we voted on this already. It's illegal for you guys not to sign the checks. I got them right here. Where they at? Give Trustee House the check so he can sign them checks right now in front of these people. We ain't gonna stop playing these games. We gonna call a spade a spade. There you go. You can sign all the checks right there. All them checks that you did not sign is right there for you and the Clerk Key signature, which I don't understand why she ain't signing checks. Because at the end of the day, Clerk Key, you said I sign when the board votes for it. The board voted on it. Why you ain't signed? Because you're following Jason. This nonsense. You're following mess. Stop following mess. It's gonna lead you in a rabbit hole. Don't say I didn't tell you. Okay, make sure you sign. Pass her them checks when you're done, Trustee House, so she can put her signature on that too. I am worried about what you do because you're holding up progress. And I need you to take care of them FOIAs. Please stay in your lane. Thank you. This lane too fast. Thank you. So next, go ahead, Tangenique. You say whatever.
The contentious meeting continued, and when it was time for the mayor's report, the trustees motioned to adjourn the meeting.
Moving on, mayor's report.
I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Goodbye.
Second.
I'm doing my mayor's report. If y'all gonna walk out of the meeting, y'all walk out of the meeting, period. So I'm doing my mayor's report. So
there's a motion. There's a motion and a second on the floor, Attorney Delgado.
Goodbye.
There's a motion and a second on the floor, Attorney Delgado.
So mayor's report. Here we go, guys. It's a couple of things that's been going on in the community.
There's a motion and a second on the board.
You're out of line. You're out of line.
Clerk,
You're out
can
of
you
line.
call the roll? There's
Clerk
a
can't
motion
call
and a
no roll.
second.
You out of line, trustee. So mayor's report. Here we go. We have a couple things going on right now in the village of Dolton. I just want to point it out to you guys.
There's a motion
So one
and a
thing,
second.
trustee, you out of order.
I'm not.
You
There's
are
a
out of
motion
order.
and a
You out of-
second.
you out of
had
order.
your mayor's report.
Then y'all say y'all report.
You was sitting here
I got my
talking.
mayor's report.
We've
so,
been sitting here listening
okay,
to you
you'll be
for
okay.
hours.
You only do one meeting. You do nothing else. So
Okay.
it's okay.
There's a motion and
All right,
a second.
so moving on. You out of
there's
order,
Robert's-
trustee.
Clerk, can you
Trustee,
please call
you
the
out of order.
roll?
You're not the mayor. You're out of order.
Clerk, can you please
You're out of
call the
order.
roll? And if the
All right,
if the
so here we
attorney
go.
is going to sit here and
Mayor's
let her
report.
continue on with
Okay,
these
trustee, you can
shenanigans,
leave. Trustee, you can leave.
there's
You
a
can
motion
leave,
and a
trustee.
second on the board.
Trustee, you can
Since
leave.
you want to know, you
All right,
got
so here
all
we
the
go.
rules. There's a
couple
motion and a
things been going
second.
on here in the village of Dolton. I just want to make y'all aware of what's going on. One thing that I'm proud to announce is that now our swimming pool here in the village of Dolton will be repaired. So residents, you can come out and swim for free.
Aye.
What I love about that is you
All
can
right.
come and do that on the village. Before that, we didn't have anything going on like that. And that's what y'all remember. Remember how they act right here? Y'all remember that when election time come up. But I'm gonna give y'all my mayor's report so I can tell y'all the positive things that goes on in our village. This is a joke, I swear. Next, I'm looking for someone to run the Just Ice rink. So if anybody is interested, please call us at 708-297-6859. Again, goodbye. 708-297-6859. And that is Just Ice rink. Next, we're looking for contract.
The next meeting, Henyard put the mayor's report first.
Let's start with mayor's report. So you guys know that the last board meeting that the board of trustees walked out as though I was giving my mayor's report. Half of the time, people in communities, they want to hear from their leader, their mayor. So you have to give me the same respect that I give you, whether you like me or not. I still respect the seat, and you guys sit in a seat that I sat in for 8 years, and that's trustee. Your jobs, as I always tell y'all, is to legislate. You guys do not run the day-to-day operation, and you need to stop trying to. The job of the day-to-day operation is overseen by the village administrator, the management, and myself as your mayor. So please respect how the setup is. And it was like that before we got here. So what's any different? Because I'm a woman, so everybody want to run what I.
This would also be the last meeting attended by Police Chief Collins, as days before this meeting, Fox 32 Chicago would drop a bombshell investigative report.
So she's the part-time mayor of a South suburban village of a little more than 20,000 people.
Yet residents of Dolton are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars per year to provide security for their self-proclaimed super mayor.
Using a Freedom of Information request, we obtained the work records for 6 of the officers assigned to Henyard's security detail at various times and showed them to some of Dolton's trustees.
This is a Freedom of Information request we did to see how much overtime these officers are making on her security detail.
Oh, wow. 162 hours.
162. Well, that's nothing. What goes through your mind when you see these numbers?
It's disappointing. It's frustrating.
The officers are paid every 2 weeks, which without overtime is 80 hours. But when they're put on Henyard's detail, that 80 hours balloons to well over 100 hours, sometimes 200 hours. And in the case of Officer Terry Young last May, 303 hours worked over a 2-week period. That resulted in a single paycheck of more than $13,000.
How? How does a person put in a 2-week pay period, 303 hours? That's impossible. That's impossible.
336
Does he never
hours.
go to sleep?
In fact, earlier that day, we watched as a Dolton cop drove Henyard from her other job at Thornton Township to a Mexican restaurant for lunch. Trustees say the security detail picks the mayor up at her home in the morning and is with her until she's dropped off at night, often taking her on errands and shopping. And we found Dolton credit card statements showing that Henyard takes the detail with her even when she travels out of town, spending thousands of dollars on plane tickets, lodging, and meals for the officers.
Mayor, why are you taking all the officers out of town with you? Isn't that a waste of taxpayers' money?
Chief Collins defended his officers' actions.
The news, the coverage on the security detail made it seem like the mayor has multiple police officers around her at all times, which is not the case. The list of names that you saw flash across the TV screen for officers who occasionally are on the detail. Yes, she does have an officer or two with her when she's out and about, but also those officers have to have days off. So they get filled in with other officers who do work the detail when there are openings on that detail. Now, referring back to the patrolman's collective bargaining agreement, officers are paid overtime for working above and beyond their normal 40 hours a week. Their 80 hours per pay period are their normal hours. But according to that collective bargaining agreement, officers are allowed to accumulate time. Instead of taking it in money, they can take it in time and bank that time. And their collective bargaining agreement allows them to cash out that time at any time they want. There's no restrictions on it. However, the CBA does say that they have a maximum of 250 hours that they can bank, and they have to cash it out before the end of the year comes. So it doesn't say they can only cash out a certain amount. They can cash out what they have banked. There's no restrictions. On that particular day, the news reported about what seemed to be an extra large paycheck. That officer did do the regular hours, he did overtime hours, and he did cash in what he had in his time bank. So by appearances, it looked as if he had worked 303 hours, when the reality is he did not work those hours. And that is public information that can be researched if you dig a little bit deeper, ask the right questions on a FOIA, and you can get those answers. Time to support our police officers, because the village of Dolton has very good police officers, and you should be proud of the work that they do.
Henyard called it all lies.
Addressed it, the elephant in the room. You guys went on the news, board of trustees, and said that people was taking time, doing things with time for 303 hours. Residents, ask yourself this question: how can you work 303 hours? Please tell me, because I'm a workaholic. Anybody that truly know me, I work nonstop. As soon as I get up all the way to y'all sleep, I'm still on the street. So please tell me how you can work more hours in a day so I can do it. But 303 hours, come on now. Did nobody use common sense? And I'm speaking to my board. Not one of y'all used common sense. Not one of y'all called and asked no questions. Y'all just got on the news and just went in, huh? So let's break it down. If Trustee Tammy Brown, I'm mad she's not here because she should have been here so she can get this lesson I'm about to give her. If she is a HR specialist, why didn't she know where the 303 hours came from? This is why I'm trying to educate the public. Where did 303 hours come from? Nobody used common sense say that maybe it's vacation time, maybe it's comp time, which is paid time due hours. Nobody thought to think of that. Y'all just thought somebody went and ran amok. We didn't do that at all. So that's why I'm clearing it up, because these trustees that run to every negative story, and I mean at every negative story, because they want airtime, because y'all not listening to them. So they got to go and put a negative spin on what they think we're doing in the village, not facts, state facts. And any journalist that reports stuff, they go check the facts. And this journalist never check facts. That's why they the lowest rating news station in the world. Everybody calling fake news, from President Obama, President Trump, everybody, because they just report what others tell them. While y'all bumming it in his ear, he wrote this negative story, which ain't true at all. Play the video.
But the trustees revealed how much Henyard's security detail actually costs the citizens.
All these, and we talked about, overtime police before this administration that did not have security details following them around everywhere. Overtime was at $600,000 maximum every year. This administration is at 1.6 million. How are we going to get service? We need the mayor to stop spending money irresponsibly. That's where
the citizens were not pleased with the news, and as they came out to voice their displeasure, it seemed Henyard was doing anything she could to stop it, including locking them out of town hall.
So what you mean? Why people can't come in there? Why people can't come in there? No, let me tell you about that. This is a government building. I know y'all know this is a government building, right?
Do anybody have any general announcements?
Yes, Mayor.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. I hear a lot of the outrage, and I think a lot of it is just around having a space that can accommodate. And I'm concerned also that there may be some violations of the Open Meetings Act, because we need to have a space when we know that there's this many people. As such, I'm going to make a motion that we postpone this meeting and continue the agenda to Monday, April 8th, a week from today at 6:30, Dolton Park District 14700 Evers. So that is my motion.
Trustee, we are not postponing a meeting. We are here. And basically, we have 2 items on the agenda. So we can basically continue with our meeting and get through the 2 items that's on the meeting. So my advice to the board is we are already here. Let's handle the business and not let the business handle you guys. We're not having no meeting at no Dolton Park District. So I'm just making that crystal clear. Clerk, what are you doing? You out of order. You out of order. Did I call the roll? Did I say call the roll? I'm still speaking. You're out of order, Clerk Key. You out of order, Clerk Key. Like, stop. Y'all out of order. Everybody want to run stuff. Y'all don't run this house over here. Stop, please. So as I was stating, we need to continue with the business. We are here. People came to a meeting to hear what we have been doing in our village. The department heads, the lawyer, everyone's here. So I'm asking for you guys to sit here and to deal with what's going on.
Trustee Tammy
And that's the problem that we have. Wonder why we have dysfunction. This is the reason. So if y'all walk out, y'all walk out. We got business to handle. Okay. All right. So go ahead. Handle your business, and we gonna handle ours. All right.
But angry citizens would be the least of Henyard's worries when the FBI came knocking.
New at 10 tonight, new drama in Dolton. We've learned federal agents have issued subpoenas targeting the village hall. This comes as...
The following board meeting, citizens came out in droves to let their super mayor know she was done for.
All of y'all need to step down and quit. Keith is a criminal. Stacy is a criminal. You a criminal. You going to jail. The FBI came and raided this place. You can keep lying on TikTok and everything else and saying you ain't get raided, but you did get raided. That's the truth. All those threats you had people sending me, I know people in these streets too. And they told me who the people are that you've been sending after me. And you trust and believe that those threats are not going unnoticed.
But you know why? Because you doing pay to play, baby. They paying you. That's why you're doing pay to play. The reason the business people didn't get their business license because they wouldn't pay to play with you. That is why. And the FBI know. They know everything you doing. And baby, you better come with those receipts because if you don't, you probably played Kwame. Y'all played him, but the FBI sure enough gonna be knocking on your door at your house coming to get your ass at 4 o'clock in the morning.
All right, can you call the next person? All right, call the next person.
You are going to be, and it's unfortunate, in a 6x8 cell in North Carolina because you're going to the federal joint. And she done played all of you all. All of you all that's sitting up there. And Stacy, I really like you, you know, and that's unfortunate. William Moore, I hope that you can handle jail because jail is an awful place to be. You know, praise God, I was on the other side of the jail, but I was there for 30 years. So I suggest strongly that you all take you a tour at 26 in California and see what it's all about. But you'll be going to the federal joint on, to my understanding, on Wednesdays and Thursdays, you'll get chicken. On Fridays, you'll get fish. And your people have to take a plane to come and visit you. And hopefully they keep you in their mind to put money on your books. Because that's the reality. And that includes 2 of the trustees. You know, and it's a sad day that you don't think about your family. because what you do affect everybody in your house. Everybody, your children, your mother. You know, one lady asked me in Menards, she asked me about Tahoe Tiffany's mother. Well, where's her mother? Can her mother say anything to her? I say, ma'am, I don't know her mother like that. I don't know.
Ma'am, your time is up.
Okay?
All right,
So,
call the next person. Your time
thank
is
you.
up. Next person.
I'm gonna give you $1 on the books, though, each one of you.
I know, but you better chill out about my mama. I know that.
When Trustee Belcher questioned whether the village had received the grants Henyard had promised, it turned into a massive argument.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. I have some concerns, and hopefully I get some answers. First off, have we received the $6.8 million?
Keep going on your questions.
Are you going to answer?
Keep going with the
Okay,
questions because that got
so-
nothing to do with the bills. So
That's
something you could
that's
call me
grant
back
money
about.
that was already, but okay, so everybody would know that that's the answer because it's not being answered. But on May 3rd,
The whole point of all of this is to build the community up, not tear each other down. That is the point of this. And it's sad because you guys ran on my ticket, both of y'all, Trustee Belcher and Trustee House. Both y'all did. And when you ran on my ticket, y'all ran on my vision. My vision is to fix our community.
the vision wasn't to rob the city. The vision wasn't for the FBI to come. The vision wasn't for you to steal all the money. So don't start talking about the vision.
You know that is defamation.
Don't start talking about the vision. Don't talk about the vision. Tell me what.
That way.
Okay, but let them do it.
What you telling
You
me?
sit here and say stuff and don't answer nobody. Answer too, and that's the people of the village of Dolton. You don't want to answer the people.
You don't want to talk about nothing else, though, right?
You don't want to answer the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, quiet down. Ladies and gentlemen, quiet down.
You sit here. You sit here for the resident. I can get a lot. And I put video down every time I hear something. Because I'm not feeling this money.
Order.
That's why I don't even put it on video every time.
Ladies and gentlemen,
somebody.
quiet down.
I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you say it's discussion. I asked you, did we get $6.8 million? You won't answer that.
Trust
I'm telling
me.
you, these people, you can't tell me nothing. These people are emailing us about somebody else's property, talking about they want $7,000. These people, so when you sit here and talk about what have I done, I don't have to sit here and videotape everything I do. But I know what I ain't done. I ain't commingled no money. I ain't stole no money. And I ain't going to jail.
Ladies and gentlemen, quiet down.
That's what I ain't going to jail. That's what I ain't going to jail. That's what I ain't done.
You going to jail. Don't worry about it.
Nah,
Because you have to sue
$6.8 million. Do we get it or do we not get it?
That's what I told
yesterday. Because you ain't talking on your phone. The email said Tiffany Henyard responded and was going to let me know this morning. So where's the response?
All right, we gonna wrap it up. Bring it back up. All right, you don't want the truth.
You don't want the truth. You don't want the truth. No, we ain't getting $6.8 million and we ain't gonna get it. And she spent it before it came.
Clerk, can you call the roll so we can move on? Clerk, call the roll.
You're voting on, I'll mention it.
Call the roll, clerk.
Let me do it, please.
We wouldn't trust you to buy penny candy. If you think we about to let you buy properties,
I could care less. You pick your vote. Choose what you want. This is again.
the village of Dolton is not in the real estate business. We're not buying no properties.
Okay, then why y'all motion and second it then? Don't motion and second that.
We had a discussion because we want the people to know why we're not. Because you would get up here and lie and be like, they don't want to buy the properties and they don't want to spend no money. So we motion and second, like we can do in Robert's Rules of Order and discussion. The discussion is we don't trust you to buy penny candy. And no, we're not buying no property because the village of Dolton is not in the business of property. Y'all done already stole about 60 houses. So ain't nobody gonna deal with you buying no property. So that's the end of my discussion.
I second that motion.
Okay.
The trustees decided to hire former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to investigate Henyard. which Henyard, of course, vetoed and the trustees overrode. When they wanted Lightfoot to speak at the meeting, Henyard tried to stop it.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve overriding the mayoral veto issued on May 6, 2024.
Second. Is that second?
Second.
Is there a motion and second? Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor, if I may.
Okay.
After the completion of this vote, I would ask that Mayor Lightfoot, who's present today, get the opportunity to speak on this issue.
Is it something you want to say?
No, I would like Mayor Lightfoot to.
We're not going to grandstand today. So if it's something you want to say, we're done with our meeting. So
No,
is it
we
something you would like to say?
We can add it in the discussion.
Well, my discussion was stated, so I will request, and I don't think that the meeting will adjourn until that happens. So we can prolong it as long as you would like, Mayor.
Well, I guess we will prolong it then, because at the end of the day, you can make your statement. This is not a political grandstanding moment, which this is what you guys turned it into. So you got something you want to say? You wrote a statement. You got anything you like to say? Okay. You want to call the roll, clerk?
Mhm.
You want to call the roll
I think
for
you
his
requested
motion?
that
I got a concern.
after the vote. Okay, sure. Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Motion passed to
All
override
right.
Mayor's veto.
Next on the agenda is motion to adjourn. Is there a motion? Is there a motion to adjourn?
I have a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Aye.
Do you have a motion to adjourn?
No, motion to suspend the rules.
Guys, we're done with the meeting. All the grandstanding can stop. It's over with. So that's it. Can I have
Okay,
a
let's
motion
go.
to adjourn? It has been motion. Is there a second?
It wasn't a motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Trustee.
Oh.
Trustee, did you? Trustee Holmes, did you adjourn? Guys, you are out of order.
Let her speak.
Guys.
Let her speak.
Okay, nobody gonna speak. We gonna clear the
Let
room in a
her
minute.
speak.
We're gonna clear the room.
Let her speak.
Guys.
Let her speak.
Hello. With all due respect, Lightfoot, you do not have the floor. We are adjourning our meeting so we can go. So
Yes.
if he had something to say, he could have wrote it. He could have wrote it and did all that. This is all grandstanding. This is what we're doing now. It's sad that we have to go through this because everybody's using every opportunity for a political deployment. Like, guys, come on. Come on, guys.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All y'all gonna do is rowdy up people. That make no sense. Guys.
Thank you.
Y'all will be.
What I will say is that it's an honor to be working on behalf of the residents of Dalton.
There's no respect.
We have
around here,
not
and that's the thing,
rested
because
while
you was
this
once a mayor
procedural
too.
matter
You
is
should
in
not even
limbo,
be
and we're not
disrespectful
going to
like that.
allow anyone to stop us and obstruct our ability to get to the facts. So thank you for your confidence, and we will continue working. Even though they turned the mics off, we will continue working on behalf of the residents of Dalton, and we will give you the facts that you deserve.
Okay, y'all done now? Y'all done with the grandstanding? Are y'all done with the grandstanding? All this is grandstanding. All this is plotted. Don't y'all see the political play right here? She was once the mayor of Chicago. She come here to create chaos. Think about it. But yet we sit here and we do this. Why we pay anybody any money if y'all have the actual people, meaning the FBI's here? So why would we waste money that y'all say we don't have? All right, guys. All right. Clear the room. Clear the room, guys. This needs a jar. Everybody out. That's what I told y'all. It's time to go.
Henyard would continue to block people from attending the board meetings.
To see some type of receipt of a deposit, some type of something to say we got it. Well, we seen that we had it, but it hasn't hit the village of Dolton. So when you sat there and did all of that, nobody wants to go back and forth, but you can never give
a answer, a definite answer. Have we received $6.8 million? Okay. Why is the finance person? Last month, I asked the same thing. Why the finance person not here? No answer. It's Monday again. The finance, what is Monday, her off days? Well, maybe we should change the meeting. I don't know. But it don't make no sense that we have to keep doing this. It makes no sense at all.
Okay.
All right.
I got one more comment.
Okay, after you, that's the end of discussion. We're gonna move on a vote so we can get through this agenda.
Just to follow up on Trustee Belcher's point, after last meeting, I did email the CPA and ask them to be present or in attendance. They responded saying that they were willing. They were actually here in the parking lot and were not allowed into the building. Thank you.
All right, is that it? All right, call the roll.
She be tricking us.
All right, call the roll.
When her seats as both mayor of Dolton and supervisor of Thornton Township were coming up for re-election, the citizens were anxious to get her out of office. Trustee Jason House announced he was running against her for mayor of Dolton. But Henyard was desperate to keep her positions, especially her supervisor position with Thornton Township, which paid her $225,000 a year. So to discourage anyone else from challenging her seat, she and the board passed an ordinance that would allow Henyard to keep her salary if she remained supervisor. But if anyone were to beat her in the next election, the salary would drop to just $25,000.
So it is a blatant attempt to dissuade other people from running and to allow the current supervisor to maintain the $250,000 or whatever it is.
This didn't stop her contender, though, and when the Democratic Party opted for a caucus, something that hadn't happened in decades in the township, the people elected Napoleon Harris as the nominee. The vote meant Henyard wouldn't even be put on the ballot.
Breaking news tonight at 10. One of Tiffany Henyard's jobs is at risk. The embattled Thornton Township supervisor wanted to run for re-election, but after this rowdy caucus tonight, her name will not be on the ballot.
Our Dramon Terry has been following.
This the right way. Illegal. Napoleon.
That's
The last board meeting Henyard attended that was posted to the official Village of Dolton YouTube page centered around the firing of one of her top aides, Keith Freeman, who was indicted for bankruptcy fraud.
Thank you. All right. On mayor's report, we have an item for closed session, and that was for termination of Keith Freeman. For the record, just so we crystal clear and no one don't misinterpret what I'm saying, Keith Freeman is fired from the Village of Dolton. He no longer will work here in the Village of Dolton. So I'm letting y'all know that. So when tomorrow comes, no one can be like, he's still working. No, he does not. So I'm just making it crystal clear for what it is that is about to happen once we get through this agenda. Next on the agenda, we're going straight to Keith Freeman. So, Board of Trustees, what do you want to do?
I have a question because you said he's terminated. So why are we?
Oh, wait. Hold on. Because y'all always say, that I don't come to y'all. Hold on. We're going to play a little silly game right now. So I put it on the agenda because he got terminated already. But everybody inserted themselves in the business of the mayor, right? So everybody inserted themselves. They send letters out. They let him do all this little finicky stuff, send emails out to the staff, all kinds of stuff. He knows this. They all know that because they wrote their names on it. So they kept saying, you got to bring it to the board. You got to put it on the agenda. So what I do, it's on the agenda. So that's why I asked that. So why would you ask that redundant question of talking about why I'm asking y'all? You guys asked me to put it on the agenda. It is on the agenda because we wanted your input, your opinion, right? So it's on the agenda for your input and your opinion because you kept saying that you guys have to vote on it. Is that not what y'all kept saying? Y'all say y'all got to vote on it. So here we are. So, Board of Trustees, is there a motion to terminate Keith Freeman? Dun, dun, dun. There y'all go. What we doing? Is there a motion to terminate Keith Freeman? What we doing? Y'all gotta huddle up. Y'all gotta huddle up real quick. We're gonna take a 3 seconds. Okay. What we doing?
You want to discuss?
What y'all want to do? Y'all have to talk about it and get it together yet? Y'all doing signals across the room. What we doing? Y'all motioning it up. What we doing? Y'all quiet. Y'all quiet as a church mouse, as I say. What's going on right now? This the person y'all can't stand. Y'all don't like. This what y'all say. This what y'all say about the person. Y'all say he's never at work. He'll do his job. Is this what y'all say? So what we doing, guys? The motion is on the floor. What y'all gonna do? Motion is seconded. What we doing? The second. I'm waiting.
Can you ask
How y'all gonna motion? How y'all gonna motion? What y'all gonna do?
You said somebody said put it on the agenda. Who asked you to put it on the
I
agenda?
already asked you a question. So you
asked you a question.
You answer my stuff.
It's a motion
What
and
you
a
gonna
second
do?
on the floor.
What you gonna do? Y'all gonna motion to release
a motion and a
Tiffany?
second on the floor.
So let me say this then. Because you guys are mute and they got nothing to say, as always, y'all been selling the residents a load of crap. I am using my authority, which I always had, but you guys intervene with it as always. Keith Freeman is fired from the Village of Dolton. He no longer works here at the Village of Dolton. I done said it. I tried to do this before, but they intervened and said, hey, you got to come across the board. Y'all, the trustees. So by
Can you
doing that,
did you ask her to put it on the arm? I did it. Did you ask her to put it on there?
I think everybody got it. I think everybody understands what's going on.
Okay.
And by their silence, it tells you kind of what's going on in our village. So welcome to all the games and all the drama that you see put before this board. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's a new day. There's no Freeman no more. So I appreciate you guys for coming here to do what's needed. And clerk, I just said that it was out of order, but that's what y'all do. Y'all just want to run the show. Everybody running. Nobody got nothing to say about Keith Freeman. Nobody.
Meeting
Nobody.
at 9:52 p.m.
That's a shame. That's a shame. So I'm gonna remember this because at the end of the day, I told you, you guys don't run the day today. The mayor does. So Keith Freeman, I know you watching. You no longer works for the Village of Dolton. Please turn in your keys, turn in all your stuff. HR reach out to you tomorrow as relates to your fire.
I'm all around house. I don't know what to do, so I need to talk to you. Ask you for you got it.
Henyard was catching hell at both Dolton and Thornton Township meetings, and a brawl ensued when activist Jedediah Brown roasted Henyard, causing her boyfriend to jump in to protect her honor.
All right, so, man, there's so much. I didn't want to say nothing, but I really didn't like how you disrespected the newly elected trustee. But what I want to say is it's clear that you got questionable spending habits. You got a failed business venture. Your restaurant was deemed nasty. And it's proven while you talking about her education, we can't even verify yours. But since you sold for women, I really already knew by the way you handled Fania. But for you to sit up here and disparage that woman after giving her that fake ass congratulations in the beginning because you thought you was gonna get what you wanted. Here's the thing. I want to educate you. Stephanie Wiedemann is a 20-year employee, and ain't none of her business ventures ever failed. On top of that, she serves as a chief of staff, and she didn't fuck her way to the top. She's efficient in budgets and don't hide her deeds. She's efficient in organization. She served as a temporary interim executive director for the Dolton Park District until she stepped aside to help her daughter become something you'll never be, which is a married woman. Moved away to Texas, and when her daughter moved away to Texas, she went to help her daughter, but I done heard about 4 or 5 people tell me how they had to take care of yours. And so now you've been a half-ass mayor. But if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori like your black ass for Stephanie to be the new member of Homage. So all those in favor say, all those against it say nay, all those in favor say aye. You gone, bitch.
Despite her clear troubles as mayor and township supervisor, Henyard was confident she would retain her seats.
Mayor of Dolton, she tells WGN there's no question about it. She's walking away with the win tonight.
Well, I'm going to unite my community when I get rid of this board. And that's going to unite my community. They said clean house. They damn right. We're going to clean house today.
But when the people spoke, it was a landslide victory for House in Dolton.
The turbulent tenure of Mayor Tiffany Henyard is coming to an end in Dolton.
She lost the primary election by a landslide last night to trustee Jason House. WGN's Eric Rung has more.
Jason House got nearly 90% of the vote last night. However, this will likely not be the last time we hear from Tiffany Henyard.
Similarly, she didn't even register in the polls for her supervisor position. Henyard quit showing up to board meetings after her loss, despite having 3 months left in her term.
Time is 7:06.
7:06. Okay, Mayor Henyard still not present, so we will continue with this meeting, beginning with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Present.
Trustee Holmes is absent. Trustee Belcher.
Here.
And Mayor Henyard is absent at this time. We have a quorum.
The Lori Lightfoot report revealed that under Henyard's leadership, the village went from having a surplus of over $5.5 million to a $3.6 million deficit. By June of 2024, the village had over 589 checks, totaling $6 million, printed but not sent out due to lack of funds. She discovered that police officers on Henyard's security detail had overtime pay exceeding their base salary. More than $170,000 spent on travel, with no evidence that the trips were to benefit the village. Suspicious credit card purchases on Amazon and at retailers like Best Buy, Wayfair, and Apple, with no receipts to explain the charges. Lightfoot said she ran into many roadblocks during the investigation, as Henyard and other village employees refused to cooperate or turn over requested paperwork. Her investigation wasn't criminal in nature, though, so no charges were filed. In February of 2025, the FBI served additional subpoenas to the village of Dolton, but still no charges have been filed. In June of 2025, Henyard began offering a pre-sale of her tell-all book, Standing on Business, for the low cost of just $99. It's not published yet, but she has already dropped the price to $59.99. So what do you guys think? Will the FBI be pressing charges? If you made it this far, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what kind of video you'd like to see next.